All right, hope you guys are doing well. Sanch here. Welcome back to another episode of Bodybuilding News Today. In today's episode, we're going to be doing a quick update, three and a half weeks out from the Mr. Olympia. We can see here on Akim's Instagram story, training some arms, taking a page out of the big Rami book and showing off his arms, showing off some vascularity as we get closer and closer to the Mr. Olympia this year. And I mean, really, the big question is, what can we expect from Akim Williams? Where are we going to be seeing him in the placings if he does what he needs to do, if he brings what he needs to bring to the Mr. Olympia? Now, based off of the last placing, the last conditioning we saw from him at the Chicago Pro, he obviously he won. He brought a very big package, big full package, something that Akim Williams is very well known for, being a very large competitor, large bodybuilder. The thing is, looking through these photos, the conditioning is questionable. Do you think he's going to be getting a first call out with this level of conditioning? It's definitely going to be a good question, and I'd love to hear what you guys think in the comment sections below. And a good question, a good way to gauge, where he might be placing is to look at last year's first call out, which I'll have on the screen for you right now. And just looking at these guys, looking at the different competitors that were in the first call out last year, it's a weird bodybuilding math thing that I like to do. But where do you think that Akim Williams could knock somebody off? There's some names here that aren't competing. There's some questionable ones, and there's also some bigger names that are going to be coming in here really pushing for that first call out. Will Akim Williams be able to push into this first call out? Will he be able to bring the conditioning that he needs to get in this first call out? It's a great question. I'd love to hear what you guys think in the comment sections below. But let's get into the second part of this video. I wanted to talk about the lighting and the camera work at the 2019 Mr. Olympia and how Dan Solomon and the Mr. Olympia crew can improve this year's Mr. Olympia, the 2020 Mr. Olympia, at a new venue in Orlando, Florida. So there's going to be a lot of challenges to this venue. They haven't used it before for a Mr. Olympia competition. That caliber of a show. So obviously there's going to be some stipulations, there's going to be some question marks at the end of the show, but I think that Dan Solomon and his team can do their due diligence to make this a very good and well lit and well recorded Mr. Olympia. So I'm going to just put some quick photos here from the Battle of the Champions. It's an NPC Iowa show that I just did a video for, and they did absolutely fantastic with the lighting, the camera work. You can see the muscles very well. So the 2019 Mr. Olympia, a very critiqued show. Horrendous lighting, honestly, very, very bad lighting. Even the backdrop was terrible. I don't understand. Well, I do understand. I understand they want to have the promoters in the back and they want to show the sponsors and things like that. And I think Fuad Abiad on his podcast made a great point. You can have the sponsors, you can have those big TVs in the backdrop during the routines or I don't know, during transitions. But when they're doing comparisons, especially finals comparisons, they should have a nice flat backdrop. They should have the lighting above the athletes. Just looking at the, I think this is the 93, or just looking at the 2003 Mr. Olympia, just look at the lighting. The lighting is above and in the front. The backdrop is neutral. It's just stairs and black. So there's no advantages to any competitors. Sometimes, especially last year, if you lined up right in front of that big O, that big white O, your physique got popped out an extra 10, 15, 20%. Whereas the people that get stuck in the black really just, especially the darker competitors, really got the shaft. So I like what they did at the 2003 Mr. Olympia. I think that's a great venue. I think that was a great decision with the backdrop and the lighting. Absolutely fantastic. And also, I want to point out the camera work. Look how they transition around when they are not hitting the mandatories or these big front side, the side chests and side lats or whatever. When they're hitting those shots, it's a front on showing the entire lineup. But during the little fun shots, they're kind of transitioning around. They're having fun. They're highlighting the they're highlighting the competitors. That's fine. But as soon as it matters, as soon as they hit the big shots, the front double, the back double, any variation of the lat spread, things that are really going to matter post-show, they reel it out, they show all the competitors, and they make sure that the lighting is good and there's nothing crazy going on. I think that'd be some great footnotes for Dan Solomon and the team to take. I know Tominator, he's a YouTuber. He does amazing content similar to what I'm talking about right now, critiquing shows and letting people know, like, hey, how can you make this show the best that you can for the athletes and for the viewers? So just a quick little side note at the end of the video, I wanted to throw it in there. I hope somebody important can hear that. I hope that they know some good footnotes, some good bullet points that they can take into this year's Mr. Olympia to make it the best for the athletes and for the viewers. I hope you guys enjoyed another episode of Bodybuilding News today. Let me know in the comment section where you think Akim Williams can place if he brings the conditioning that he needs to get into this first call out. Do you think he can get in the first call out with the proper conditioning? And what would be your top 3 things that you could fix from the 2019 Mr. Olympia to make the 2020 Mr. Olympia even better? Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next one.